Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk Today.
What's on your mind, Cayman? If you're ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Discussing current events and local news, community spotlights, hot topics, listener stories, cultural and historical discussions, environmental issues, fun and lighthearted topics, guest interviews. Cayman, basically anything you want to talk about, we are ready to listen. Here's your guest host.
Good afternoon and welcome to Talk Today. I am your host, Orrett Connor, and we have lots to talk about today until about 1:30 when we will have guests in the studio. So, if you're not already tuned in, please ensure that you do so and let your friends, family members, those who are able to listen in, do so as well because we have lots to talk about today. Please stay tuned. Talk Today. We'll be back shortly.
Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. If you're interested in calling in, we do have a toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow. So if you're calling from a Flow number, you can call us toll-free at 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037, 949-6990. WhatsApp 925-3261. If you just simply want to watch, download the Radio Cayman app or follow us on YouTube by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. We are on Facebook as well. So let's look at some of the things that are taking place, some of the headlines. Work permits climbed to almost 38,000 at the end of 2024. That is one headline. Another one, candidate calls for mobile voting for Sister Islands electors in Grand Cayman. We can talk a little bit about that as well. Also, from Cayman News Service, there's an article there. The court considers a stay on the removal of the NCC scientists. That is going to be heard either today or tomorrow as well. We'll see what the outcome is, of that as well. Usually, as far as stays are concerned, if it is quite possible that the action that is going to be taken in court, why the stay is being requested, if that action stands a strong possibility of being successful, then the courts may want the things to remain as they were before they were changed. So it is quite possible that scientists and others may be restored to the National Conservation Council as well. So that is something that we'll be watching. Closer to home and about our future, the future of the Cayman Islands. We say our young people are our future. So we see where the Early Childhood Assistance Program, that there is now funding available for the 2025 academic year. So You want to listen to this? If you have a child who falls into this category, your family falls into this category, please take the necessary action. Or if you know someone who falls into this category, please alert them as well. We know that there are those who complain about government continuously spending money, but if you're spending money usefully on your people, then there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. And young children should not be made to suffer because some of us believe that that we shouldn't be spending money on them. So early education, so important, catching our youngsters in their formative years as well. So the Ministry of Education pleased to announce that applications are now open for the Early Childhood Assistance Program known as ECAP, funding for the 2025-26 academic year. ECAP, that is Early Childhood Assistance Program, provides financial assistance of up to $812 per month towards tuition fees at approved early childhood centers. And I will place the emphasis on approved there. Has to be an approved early childhood center. To be eligible, children must be Caymanian and turn 3 years old before the 1st of September 2025. So they must turn 3 years old before the 1st of September 2025. Parents or guardians must also meet a financial means testing requirements. This year, the program's expanded financial threshold allows more families to benefit from the funding, making early childhood education more accessible for young learners. So they have expanded the financial threshold, which will allow more families to benefit from the funding, making early childhood education more accessible. Premier and Minister for Education, Honorable Juliana O'Connor Connolly, emphasized the importance of the program. Early childhood education is the foundation upon which a child's future is built, and the ECAP funding is an essential step in ensuring that all Caymanian children have access to quality learning experiences from an early age. Parents, so that's a quote coming from the Premier, Honorable Juliana O'Connor Connolly. The release goes on to say that parents and guardians may visit the ministry's online portal. Their portal is moeapplications.gov.ky. I'll repeat that again. moeapplications.gov.ky. So you can to check eligibility or to along with the completed form applicants will need to provide. So you will complete the application form. You also need to provide an electronic copy of the child's birth certificate, an official letter from Workforce Opportunities and Residency Cayman Work acknowledging the child's right to be Caymanian, a copy of the parent's government-issued ID, and proof of income. I'm going to repeat those again. So you can, first of all, go to the ministry's online portal, which is moeapplications.gov.ky, to check on eligibility, or also to submit an application along with the completed form applicants will need to provide. So along with the form, you need to provide an electronic copy of the child's birth certificate, an official letter from Workforce Opportunities and Residence Cayman Work, acknowledging the child's right to be Caymanian, a copy of the parent's government-issued ID, and proof of income. Now, maybe they could have expanded a little bit more on this bullet point, a copy of the parent's government-issued ID. What is the government-issued ID? Voter's registration card? Driver's license? Passport? Maybe, put some examples in there that would be extremely helpful for those who may have queries in that regard. Just my suggestion, folks. The release goes on to say that applications will be reviewed and processed after submission. Families who apply by the 31st of July, so if you apply by the 31st of July, you will receive notification of an outcome via email by the 1st of September, July, August, September. So in 2 months' time, you will receive a response. Payments will be made directly to the early childhood institution. So it doesn't go directly to the parent or the guardian. It goes to the early childhood institution. If you want to learn more about ECAP funding, you can email the Ministry's Early Childhood Care and Education Unit at ecap@gov.ky, or you can call the number 244-3155 or 244-3151. I'm more than happy to share this with you. If you need any further clarification and you want it read again, let me know and I will do so, because folks, this involves our future of the Cayman Islands, our young people. With that, we're going to take a commercial break. Please stay tuned. Talk Today. We'll be back shortly.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. And don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. Well, I know where I'm going. I'll see you on board our uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
And now a paid political message from the Progressives.
Hi, this is Delmira Bodden, PPM candidate for East End. Please join me at Miss Lucille Rankin's yard on Wednesday, April 2nd at 7:30 p.m. Come out and hear the issues that matter to you. The solutions we are ready to deliver. Cayman needs proven, stable leadership. That's exactly what PPM is about. Let's keep moving forward with the PPM.
We're moving forward. We're moving forward.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Boddentown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Boddentown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
The nation listens. The candidates speak. Subway presents the General Election Debates, live in studio on Radio Cayman 89.9 FM and 93.9 in the Sister Islands. Every Monday and select Wednesdays from 7 to 10 p.m. 2 sessions. One powerful discussion. With Election Day fast approaching, hear what the candidates have to say on the cost of living, housing and development, economic growth, sustainability, education, transport, tourism, immigration, and more. Who has the vision? Who has the plan? Hear it all unfold live, unfiltered, and on the voice of the Cayman Islands. Radio Cayman, 89.9 FM and 93.9. Streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Visit Radio Cayman's social media pages for debate details. Brought to you in part by Cayman Enterprise City.
Also brought to you by Reflections, UCCI, and Yum.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I am your host. My name is Orrett Connor. You're welcome to join me for the next hour at 1:30. We will have the good folks from the Health Services Authority in the studio with us. Meanwhile, our phone lines are open. We have a toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow. So if you're calling from a Flow number, it's toll-free, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. WhatsApp 925-3261. So, on my show yesterday, and I didn't get an opportunity to deal with this or to even read it. So the person said, good morning, it's time the judiciary stay out of our legislative laws, out of our laws. Now you're saying that Aussie's issue will wind up in court. Well, I say it could wind up in court, may wind up in court. That's the only place for it to be resolved now under the elections law. So a little correction there. Say this is so corrupt and biased, the writer says. How can the court interpret this law any different because they are under the judiciary arm of government? Aussie missed the boat and should accept that. So, I'm not a lawyer, but I do have some understanding of the legislative process and or parliament or legislature. They make the law. It is assented to by the governor on behalf of the monarch. But like anything else, you write something down and it could have so many different meanings. We also operate on a common law system here in the Cayman Islands, which means that previous rulings, known as precedents, will be used in when justices are determining, making their determinations. So it is only the courts who can interpret the legislation that is there. That is why the elections law makes provisions for that to take place in the court. Now, one may have an issue with whether the Chief Justice's decision, like in a previous case, whether or not that decision should be final and binding, and whether it shouldn't be the case where a person who is, or a party who is aggrieved should have recourse to a higher court. Now, that could be a valid argument. Now, as long as the courts interpret laws and not make laws themselves, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So just a response to the comment made by one of our listeners yesterday on For the Record. We do have a caller Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Hi, OC. How you doing?
I'm fine. Good afternoon. How are you?
You can hear me well?
Hearing you loud and clear.
Oh, that's good. Excuse the roosters.
That's okay. They're part of us.
They're
part of the Cayman culture.
I enjoy listening to them, but they're loud and they sound like they're close to me, but they're not. I've been wanting to call in and talk about something that I want to see happen here. It's called Cayman Islands Tourist Attraction App.
Okay.
And it's so that the tax operators get to advertise themselves and tourists can pick what tours they want to go on. And that way the small man gets a chance of being chosen to do the island excursion. Because I went on a cruise in January. And when I was on the cruise, I had the opportunity to go on an app, pick which tour I wanted, and I chose the small man tour because I found it more personalized and it was way cheaper, like 60%, 70% cheaper. And I was like, why would I pay so much more? And then I said, but we don't have that at home. And what is happening is the tours that you get advertised on ship are not the small man tours. They're the big ones. And if you had something that is directly to the small group, they would get the options. Because I talk to people and they want the cheaper rates. They're all the cruises are not those that can afford the highest band of opportunity, you know. They're like regular people that go on cruises.
Right.
With regular savings that they saved up for. There's some that do cruising all the time. There are those that are retired and they cruise because it's cheaper to cruise than it is to live at home. And so they want cheaper rates as well. That's why we get a lot of the elderly. It's unfortunate that we keep taking them snorkeling, and we need to tell them, we need to say something publicly that, you know, snorkeling is dangerous.
Yeah.
Don't go snorkeling at a specific age. We really recommend that you don't do it because it is. These are the statistics. Be honest with people. I'm not saying be misguiding, but I'm saying that I don't think the message is strong enough because their hearts can't handle it. They push more than they do in land because the gravity has taken away that load that's there. And so you sink and you feel fit and the water's cool. And you just overdo and overexert yourself. So I just saying, like, I think there's things that we can do that help the small man. I think if there were a group of students that wanted something to do that could affect the elderly, the islanders and those in the industry, build an app. I understand coding and stuff because I had to code the programs that I work with, but I don't got energy. I do studies myself. I don't have the energy. I doing a master's and I doing the ILM. I keep my head, try to keep my head together.
Great.
I really do, and I want to keep up with the times. And I want to keep myself marketable, so that is why I do that. Persons may not understand, but I think that the Lord gave me a gift. Everybody got superpower. My brain is my superpower. So I just want to use it, and I always want to use it that are meant for the people too. So
exactly, yeah.
I would really challenge any young people hearing it. You know, think about an app that works for the small business owners in the tourism operation that you can use that will advertise. You call it a tourism attractions app, and
who would control that? Because I'm not too familiar with apps and stuff like that. But
I don't know how the background of it works.
Okay.
But if somebody would have to facilitate and make sure the app continues working. And this is what I'm saying, that if the government themselves decide this is something to do, encourage the young people, those that we have on scholarship, those in the UCCI, those pushing computer science, those doing coding. This is something them children can do. This don't take a lot of brain power. It just takes time. And you build it and you monitor it, and DOT can monitor stuff like this to ensure that it's working in the best interest. And then the apps, they have their own facilities where payments can be made, and they're streamlined with banks. And the banks then have their own measures to ensure that you're not getting ripped off. Because I know when I do mine, because I use MasterCard with Butterfield, as that's their debit card is through MasterCard, I get an email option to request me to come back and get a confirmation number that I then seek to put in to these apps to do my purchases. So there are ways of making them, that people's financial transaction stuff are properly done and they're not jeopardized then. And then it would ensure on the other end that we have all of the operators set up to bank accounts. Those that don't have bank accounts that are operating strictly in cash, we encourage them to get with one of the banks and get them open. All I'm saying is that it would take some investment with a little bit of time so that you get all of them operating at the same level then in terms of this app and the opportunity. That's what I'm talking about, at the same level.
Excellent idea. And you say you've seen it work. And we assume that...
I used one in the Bahamas and it worked fabulous.
Wow. And we assume here in Cayman that everyone wants to go either to the Turtle Center or to Stingray City. And that isn't necessarily the case. There are people who, have an interest in botany and things of that nature. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They want to go sit down and get some local food. Same place you would want to go sit down. They'll sit down with you and eat a plate of food and see how it is. People want to see how it is. They don't know how Cayman is. I remember going away as a child on youth groups, and people would say to me, "Do you all live in grass huts?" And I was like, "Wow, you all really don't know." And I don't think they were trying to be mean. But even on the cruise, they say, "Well, how do you keep the water clear?" And I was just being rude and facetious. And I said, every morning we got a group of little boys that go out and drop chlorine in the ocean. And then they ask a couple of the rock floats in the middle of the harbor. And I say, "Can we got it anchored?" They said, "No, the rock don't float." But I can't. I just was being rude. I was just taking me fun. But I told them seriously, that's just the natural beauty of our waters. But if we can't ensure that everybody get a piece of the pie don't work good.
That's true. That is so true.
People suffer, and I know that they can make money in the tourism industry.
Yep.
And, I just saying it's an opportunity for people to be involved in it. It's a money-making opportunity for our local people. It will probably be a money-making opportunity for whoever creates the art, because I'm sure that you can get a percentage off of creating this facility. You understand? Anyway, I just said I would put it out there.
Good point. And I hope and trust that someone, from DOT is listening. If not, you should give them a call and make the suggestion, to them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time, and good talking to you all.
Sure. Great talking to you as well. And thanks for sharing that with us. Thank you very much. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. Please stay tuned. Talk today. We'll be back shortly.
Subway and Oreo has changed the dessert game. Introducing the Oreo Footlong Cookie, a full 12 inches of chocolatey, creamy goodness. It's big, it's bold, and it's here for a limited time. Perfect for sharing or not. We won't judge. Want it fast? Order ahead with the Subway Cayman Islands app for quick pickup and earn loyalty points. Or get it delivered straight to your door with Bento and Let's Eat. Don't wait. Treat yourself today. The Oreo Footlong Cookie is calling your name. Subway. Eat fresh. Snack sweet.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. And don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. Well, I know where I'm going. I'll see you on board a uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. So, in relation to the previous caller and talking about the app, one of our listeners has written in and said that they use the app as well. They use the one that the cruise ship has, but there are other apps like what the caller described and what you talked about that work as well. It says Alaska has that type of system as well, and you can book them months in advance. So if you are involved in the tourism industry here in the Cayman Islands, in particular, doing tours, if we have anything similar or identical to what is being talked about, let us know about it. Let us know. Shouldn't be kept a secret. Let everybody know, about it as well. So we're going to what? Oh, yes. One of our listeners, in response to the article about the ECAP financial assistance for early childhood education, they said that the article spoke about the fact that the program's has expanded its financial thresholds, which allows more families to benefit from funding. But it hasn't specifically said what that expansion is all about. I guess when you go to their website, you will have all of that information in relation to eligibility and everything else. It isn't in the press release, but if you go to their website, I'm sure that you will be able to find that there as well. Let's switch gears a little bit here and look at the article that spoke about the candidate calls for mobile voting for Sister Islands electors in Grand Cayman. This is I'm going to give credit to where it's coming from. It's the Cayman Compass article written by Norma Connolly, dated today, 1st of April. And it says, a Sister Island political candidate is calling for the elections office to provide mobile voting for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman voters living and working on Grand Cayman so that they don't have to travel home to vote. Lorna Tibbetts, the independent candidate for Cayman Brac West and Little Cayman, said he's appealing to residents on the Sister Islands to, and I quote, call, email, and make all relevant persons know that we are demanding a mobile vote for all Sister Island voters living on Grand Cayman. He told the Compass he was at a loss for words, quote unquote, loss for words, over the lack of mobile voting for constituents in the two smaller islands, which he said disenfranchises electors who are living temporarily on Grand Cayman and who may consider the cost of airfare a deterrent to voting. In a social media post, he asked why Sister Islands voters, and I quote, must bear the cost and inconvenience of traveling just to exercise our right to vote. To fly from Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac and back on the 30th of April election day costs approximately US $150. A check on Cayman Airways reservations website over the weekend showed. That's what the article says. Says the elections office refusal to allow mobile voting on Grand Cayman for sister island voters places an undue burden on all of us and has effectively made it harder for us to participate in the democratic process, Tibbet said, adding that the matter raises questions about fairness and equal access to voting. Valid points. The supervisor of elections, Wesley Howell, however, told the Compass the provision of mobile voting facilities for residents who live on an island in Cayman other than where they are registered to vote was out of the hands of the elections office. That is correct as well. And I was going to go back to the elections law, and I will still do that as well if time allows and if I start to read a little faster. He noted that Section 50 of the elections law stipulates the limited circumstances under which mobile voting is allowed. These are if the voter is in a hospital, a rest home, or other institution, is an elderly person at home, is blind, or otherwise physically incapable of going in person to the polling station, or has a job that prevents them from attending a polling station. What Mr. Tibbets is asking is in relation to anyone outside of their electoral jurisdiction applying for a mobile voting, he said. He insisted that for the elections office to grant that request would be unlawful and contrary to the provisions of the legislation. If voters apply for mobile voting and meet the criteria, we are legally required to permit them to vote by mobile voting, he said. Conversely, if they do not meet the requirements for mobile voting, it would be unlawful to allow those persons to vote by mobile voting. Some Sister Islands residents will be voting on Grand Cayman, Howell said, but only because they are or are scheduled to be in Georgetown Hospital, Health City on election day, and will have applied for and been granted mobile voting in advance. He added that mobile voting demands the entire polling team, including presiding officers, poll clerks, observers, and poll officers. It's not a process that is intended for mass voting, he said. And then there's an article about mobile voting on Little Cayman. Now, while the supervisor of elections has explained all of that, that doesn't mean, and he has pointed out, that it requires changes to the law, legislative changes for that to happen. Well, one of the things then that any candidate in the Sister Islands who takes up this cause, if they are elected to represent the Sister Islands in our parliament, then this is one of the measures that they may want to put forward for either mobile voting or postal voting as well. Because if my memory serves me correct, in older pieces of legislation, if a person had to travel by sea or air to go to their to their polling station, then they could obtain a postal ballot. So we could look at a postal ballot system as well, as well, to see whether or not we could extend postal voting to them as opposed to mobile voting. So they live in the BRAC, registered in the BRAC, but they have to travel by sea or by air to get to their polling station. That was in older legislation, if my memory serves me correct. When I have time, I will look into that. But what I will share with you when we return from our headline news is what happens in some other jurisdictions, and would it be legal here in the Cayman Islands? I'm going to keep that under my belt until we return. So in order for you to hear it, you have to stay tuned. Talk Today will be back immediately after 1 o'clock headline news.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With a look at your latest headlines, I'm Jevi Ebanks. The Cayman Islands Ministry of Education has opened applications for the Early Childhood Assistance Program, or ECAP, for the 2025-2026 academic year. Eligible families can receive up to $812 per month towards preschool tuition. Children must be Caymanian and turn 3 before September the 1st, 2025. The program has expanded its financial threshold, allowing more families to qualify. Applications are available online at moeapplications.gov.ky with the 31st of July as the deadline. In regional news, former Bahamas Prime Minister Hubert Ingram has condemned the slow pace of justice in the Bahamas, praising Justice Dale Fitzpatrick for prioritizing a March 2026 bribery trial and refusing delays. Ingram criticized systemic inefficiencies, citing cases delayed for years and urging judges to manage trials promptly. He also called for better resources for public defenders' offices and penalties for unprepared lawyers. Praising Fitzpatrick's fresh approach, Ingram highlighted his recognition of the justice system's flaws after just 3 months in the role. In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the United Labour Party has marked 24 years in office, with Prime Minister Dr. Raul Gonsalves urging supporters to secure a 6th term. He praised the government's achievements, calling them transformative for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Gonsalves criticized the opposition's NDP for neglecting infrastructure needs, contrasting this with the ULP's accomplishments, including bridge-building projects in North Windward under retiring MP Montgomery Daniel. The ULP introduced Grave Walters as their new candidate for North Windward, who defended her absence during the La Soufrière eruption, citing her duties as a hospital administrator. That is your latest headlines. I'm Jevi Ebanks.
Radio Cayman. More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter. Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Holroy Eric Lorenzo Walton, born on August 13, 1936, in Bogasan, Cayman, was not only an avid artist and seaman, affectionately named Roy, he also made significant impacts in the construction industry, founding H&A Construction in 1972 and working on landmark projects. He was also a passionate educator, hosting free art classes for children and fostering creativity through an annual art competition at Spot Bay Primary School. Roy and his wife Anne were dedicated to preserving the heritage of the Sister Islands, designing the lighthouse statue at the Cayman and Little Cayman's Seamen's Center. Roy's efforts in collecting and displaying seafaring history ensured that the stories of Caymanian seafarers would be passed down to future generations. His life's work continues to resonate with the community and beyond.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your Sister Islands.
Discover all that our Sister Islands have to offer.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. We have a few callers on hold. Very quickly before we go there, this has just come out as well, and I mentioned it previously, not today, but before. Official Register of Electors, the Register of Electors that will be used in the April 30th general election comes into effect today. So, the Elections Office has issued a release. Official Register of Electors published. Record number of voters registered. The Elections Office is pleased to announce that the Official Register of Electors has been finalized and published with a new record number of 25,643 voters. 25,643 voters. The list confirms the individual's eligibility to vote in the 2025 general election and referendum on Wednesday, the 30th of April. The 1st of April 2025 official register has over 2,000 more voters than the 1st of April 2021 register, which stood at 23,609. The growing electorate reflects the continued commitment to civic participation, and the Elections Office is dedicated to ensuring every eligible voter is ready to have their say in the electoral process that will take place later this month. With that, we'll go to our first caller. Good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Oh, you sound mighty happy about this election. You must have got something in that pot. You sound mighty happy.
I always have a winner. Whoever wins, that's the government. That's the ones that we have to work with. And if they fail, we fail.
You got that right.
Yep. Did you hear that conversation from the caller about the app that she was able to use when she was on a cruise ship and traveling? Do we have anything similar here in Cayman?
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear your conversation earlier. No. What? Give me a little hint on it. What is it?
Well, you can download an app in the jurisdiction that you're at. Either from some ships will have it, or you can download it in advance. And then you can choose, based on those apps, the operators that you want, where you want to go, and who does those tours and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I didn't hear the lady earlier. Well, we just got to wait and see.
Yep.
Like everything else. So you're telling me that I would have to be in a hospital to get mobile vote if I want mobile vote?
Sorry, I missed the first part.
You telling me if I want mobile voting, I would have to be in a hospital to get that service?
Yeah, you would have to be incapable of attending the polling station on the day to vote. Now, there are other exceptions as well. For instance, those persons who are involved in the election, because let's say, for instance, those persons working for the supervisor of election, if you're a poll clerk or a presiding officer, you're normally not posted in the district that you registered in because they don't want any conflicts or anything like that. So, for instance, person who lives in East End and they're working for the elections office, they will be posted somewhere else, maybe North Side or Bordentown, but not in East End. So they're unable, they would have to leave their post to go and vote. So they're eligible for mobile voting. Also, police officers, persons who work in medical services, that they have to work on that particular day and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this election, this voting sound like you're trying to get a divorce and they can't find the papers. Oh, my God. What a mess being over. Well, I had a big laugh about you a few minutes ago. I'm quite sure you'll hear about it later, but we'll leave it at that.
What was that? Sorry?
I said I had a big laugh at an individual about you a while ago, so you'll probably hear about it later.
Oh, okay.
It won't be announced on the air. It will not be announced on the air.
Have you been following the debates in any way, on Radio Cayman?
No, I refuse to. I refuse to because I guess it's just me because I'm not into the politics and that kind of stuff, right? And I really don't want to learn too much because, as far as I'm concerned,
you might get hooked and become a candidate one day. Then, if you get too much.
I will not become a candidate. Believe me not. The way that they are tearing up each other, and see, I don't know why is it that when the election time, okay, now it's all over the world. I know that. So please don't say it. But we, for a small island, that got to face each other on a daily basis practically. Why is it that every 4 years our election is getting nastier and nastier when it comes to talking about each other and what the other government didn't do 20 years ago and what they didn't do 4 years ago? And I don't know why we have to keep living in that, and when we keep saying that we want change, how in the world can you get change if we got to keep hearing all this nasty rhetoric of the years gone by and probably what is happening now in the president of this government? You understand? So I'm not for all of that. And the debates, I have not watched one for 20 minutes. When I go on the TV or I go on the Facebook, it's already pre-recorded. I listen for a few seconds and I cut it down because then if you follow these debates, you will never put anyone in. We'll keep the same government that we have. These people need to just don't go that far into people's lives because as far as I'm concerned, they either in or they out. So why dig up the way they are digging up? It's the low mentality that we have in this island. We got lawyers and we got highfalutin people in the government, in the election, running for government, but yet they can find those words to come out and say, Tom June didn't do this and Mary Alice didn't do that. That is beside the point, man. Do not get in that same level. Try to be above. They're not solving anything. All it does is confuse the voters out here. And you got, 59 people out here running. You don't know who to believe and who not to believe. So I'm just saying to people, leave it alone. Pray about it. When you wake up that morning, your mind should tell you who you want to go with. This thing about PPM, this and this government, that, they need to stop. And I got to say this, I don't care who like it, but when Mr. Nakiva Bush was on your station, on your platform the other night, Radio Cayman platform, I don't say your platform, radio platform, and an individual was talking, Mr. Bush, I am ashamed of you. He picked up a newspaper to draw himself away from what this woman was saying.
That
was so rude.
Caller, I don't think that was a newspaper. We were told that was his manifesto.
Well, it was mighty big as a newspaper. It looked as big as a newspaper, you know. And you even just took away something from my thought I was going to say in regards to this. But if that was his manifesto, well, I'll tell you one thing. It's the size of a newspaper. But anyhow, even though that was his manifesto, he could have waited until another time to pick that. He was there in a debate. But apparently it came like he didn't want to hear what this other young lady was saying. That is so nasty. We got to stop it. I mean, knocking church doors down, saying we're Christian and we this and that, and then running for politics and misbehaving like this. It is uncalled for, Rosie. And I do understand why the election office is not having some sort of discipline with when these people come out to run for election for this island. What example are we setting for our children? All they can talk about is education this and education that. But look at your behavior that the children in the island is watching. How can you set an example with the things that you're saying and your behavior and your body language and your move? Come on, Ossie, but you know what? I haven't had no lunch and I don't even have an appetite right now. I'm going to go into A.L. Thompson walk up and down till time to go to school.
Okay.
And I just pray that you have a good day, and I hope you get that laugh that I had a few minutes ago. You'll probably get it. But
okay. Thank you.
And have a great one.
You too. Stay safe out there as well. We have other callers on hold. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, we will accommodate those calls. Please stay tuned. Talk today. We'll be back shortly.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning.
Ouch!
When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. And don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. Well, I know where I'm going. I'll see you on board a uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Protect your computers and mobile devices with security software to defend against cyber attacks through viruses, malware, and other online threats. Be aware of unsecure Wi-Fi connections when in public. If you need to access your online banking or sensitive information on your mobile devices, try disabling the Wi-Fi and switching to data from your mobile network. If you suspect a fraud attempt, please contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Cayman, could it be you? Tortuga's 10K giveaway is back, and someone's walking away with $10,000 in cash. Every time you spend $25 at Tortuga, in-store or online at tortuga.ky, you get a shot at winning big. As well as $10,000 in cash, we've got thousands in giveaways to hand out every week. Think staycations, the latest iPhones, exclusive experiences, and more. Get in to win. Visit tortuga.ky for the full terms and conditions.
And now a paid political message from the Progressives.
Hi, this is Delmira Bodden, PPM candidate for East End. Please join me at Miss Lucille Rankin's yard on Wednesday, April 2nd at 7:30 p.m. Come out and hear the issues that matter to you. The solutions we are ready to deliver. Cayman needs proven, stable leadership. That's exactly what PPM is about. Let's keep moving forward with the PPM.
We're moving forward, baby. We're moving forward.
The new KFC nuggets have arrived. That, unlike the no-gets, ours are handmade using 100% white meat, unlike the no-gets. At KFC, we hand bread every day to achieve the perfect flavor. After you try our delicious and crispy nuggets in the original recipe, you'll never settle for less. KFC, the real nuggets. It's finger-licking good.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. At 1:30, we should have the folks from the Health Services Authority in the studio with us. Meanwhile, we still have a caller on hold. Caller, thanks for being so patient. Good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ossie, Miss Susan, and to all our listeners. How are you hearing me there?
Loud and clear.
Yes, sir. I'm on the highest point of the Cayman Islands, right here by the lighthouse tower. I was on the Antietam bluff doing some work and came up here to have lunch. So enjoying nice cool breeze, about 12 to 18 miles per hour up here on the end of the bluff.
Okay. Good to hear that you're getting some work over there in the Bra.
Yes, sir. Some small jobs now and again. Yes, sir. Okay, there's a few things. Remember, we talked about one morning, it's about 2 weeks ago, about the prices of things, the high cost of living. Well, someone purchased, we were talking about the price of eggs. Someone had reported to you of, I think, $14 a dozen in the break, and someone purchased 6 eggs at $7.99, so that would make a dozen at $15.98. That's what it has gone to now.
Wow.
Yes, that would be a higher price than whoever reported to you about 2 weeks ago about the $14. And also to talk about shipping companies bringing cargo to the Cayman Islands and charging a fuel surcharge and a bunker surcharge. Now, a fuel surcharge is the fuel that is consumed to power the ship, which is diesel, and bunker surcharge is another thing, but the same thing. They got it classed as fuel surcharge and bunker surcharge passed down to the customer. But the fuel to power the engine is one thing and bunker is one thing. So how they're charging for fuel surcharge and bunker surcharge, that's the same fuel that is energy, that is liquid, that is powering the ship's engine to bring the cargo from wherever to the Cayman Islands or anywhere that it goes. So I was looking up on an invoice and it said fuel surcharge and bunker surcharge.
So they're double dipping there or what? They're double charging?
There is a charge for fuel and there's a charge for bunker. Bunker. But it's all the same thing that is powering the ship. Bunker and fuel, it's all the same thing that powers the engine to get the cargo to wherever it's going.
I got you. My question is it necessary to charge for both?
No, I don't see it because it is impractical because fuel is what powers the ship and it's called bunker as well.
Yeah.
It has two names, but it's the same product. It's got two different names. Fuel, which is diesel fuel, bunker fuel, it's all the same.
Okay. Point taken. Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir. Okay, and just let the residents of Cayman Brac know a large sailing vessel is just off our place. I'm going to spend 2 days there visiting from Cuba, 148-footer owned by a Greek billionaire, and it's got 9 passengers and 7 crew, and it's going to be off Cayman Brac there, Western area for about 2 days, and visiting Little Cayman, then on to Grand Cayman. Came from Cuba. And the other thing I want to talk about, many people listening are all-time Caymanian seamen that worked on national bulk carrier ships that were chartered by Navios Shipping Company, the Greek company. Just to say what a coincidence. Right now, one of Navios tankers owned by Navios Company, flying our Caymanian flag, registered in Georgetown, is passing between Grand Cayman and Little Cayman from Puerto Rico going to the States. So Navios Company were those Caymanian seamen, worked on the ships that were chartered from National Bulk, is now the second largest Greek company in the world, with about 180 ships that company owns. So that is an update on Navio Shipping Company. And I would also like to pass my publicly say my get well wishes for our ex-district commissioner, Mr. Ernest Scott.
Yes.
Yes, wishing him all the best and a speedy recovery.
Okay, caller. Thank you very much for that. Always sharing very important information to us about the sister islands as well. Certainly much appreciated. Any other callers on hold, Miss Susan? No callers. So that little secret, and I'm going to pose part of it. Part of it will be in the form of a question. I'm going to lay out the scenario to you. On election day, there is a 300-foot perimeter where people are not allowed to congregate around the polling station. Candidates and their agents or their supporters, however, will transport voters to the polling station as a courtesy, as an assistance that's done, all the time, done all over the world, and there appears to be nothing illegal about it. Now, there are some jurisdictions, there's one in the Eastern Caribbean, and I won't call the name of the country, but it is something that has prompted a call for the legislation to be reviewed, where they have a large population of their nationals living in foreign countries, like let's say like in the U.S., either in New York or in Georgia. We have seen parties chartering aircraft, loading them up with voters because there are no provisions in that country for postal voting. No provisions for postal voting. So they charter flights, take them to their country so that they can vote. My question, what is wrong with doing that from Grand Cayman to the BRAC? My question, would that contravene our elections law? Does it fall into the category of treating? Does it fall into the category of undue influence or other categories? If you can carry someone on your bicycle, on your motorcycle, in your vehicle, your car, to a polling station, what's wrong with carrying them by aircraft? Just a question. And would welcome some comments, in relation to that as well. That may solve the problem for the BRACers who have to travel over to the BRAC to be able to vote as well. And I want to say that this was shared with me, and I think this was the Elections Law 2000 revision, and the provision that I spoke about earlier that was in there that talks about, it says, subject to this subsection where, and this part, an elector is unable or likely to be unable to go in person from his qualifying address to the polling station without making a journey by air or sea. That elector may vote by post if, in the prescribed manner and within the prescribed time he applies to be treated as an absent elector and furnishes an address in the islands or overseas to which the ballot paper is to be sent for the purpose, and if his application is allowed by the registering officer under Section 47. So that was in previous legislation. I don't believe it's not in the current legislation. So whereas it might have been a strong argument then, and the persons may have qualified, because if their qualifying address is in the sister islands, and there are people who are living in Grand Cayman and working here because of the nature of their job, they can't get a job in Cayman Brac or Little Cayman, so they're working in Grand Cayman, but their residence, the place where they actually reside, their qualifying address is in the sister islands as well. So that is one issue there as well. Okay, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we should have guests in the studio. Miss Susan, we have our guests that we will have them all seated. We will be talking about, I'm sure that last week you heard the talk about the Primary Health Awareness Day, and we will be talking about that, giving you more minute details about the event as well. So don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. If you want to stay healthy, Health Services Authority has a big event coming up, as well. Please stay tuned. Talk today. We'll be back shortly.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
Easter vacation is just around the corner, and Cayman Airways has added multiple extra flights to some of your favorite destinations, some of mine too. Look here, they got seats available now for booking on extra Easter flights between Grand Cayman and Kingston, La Ceiba, Miami, Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and you can even catch a non-stop flight to Montego Bay for Easter. Check it out. You can visit CaymanAirways.com, contact a local travel agent, or call Cayman Airways Reservations on 949-2311. And don't wait too long though, because these extra Easter seats always sell fast. Be sure to add your Sir Turtle Rewards number to your booking so you can earn more miles for more free trips this year. But I know where I'm going. I'll see you on board a uniquely Caymanian airline for Easter.
And now a paid political message from the Progressives.
The time has come, Cayman. PPM is ready to share our vision, to show you that we are the proven stable choice for our islands. PPM Manifesto launch this Saturday, April 5th, Compass Green, 7 p.m. Bring your family and your friends to an evening of connection, information, and leadership that you can trust. Cayman's future is in our hands. Now let's move forward together.
We're moving forward. We're moving forward. We're moving forward.
The best foundation you can wear is glowing, healthy skin. The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter specialize in enhancing your skin's well-being. Whether you're seeking advanced skincare, including any skin cancers, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drportercayman@gmail.com or call 946-9020. That is 946-9020.
Social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube. Download our official Radio Cayman app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman. This is how we wake you up in the morning. Praise time on Radio Cayman. Praise time.
Jesus in the morning. I will. So send me, Lord. I will go. Born again. Thank God I'm born again.
Weekday mornings from 6 until 6:30.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. Our phone lines remain open. Our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow 1-800-534-8255. Also 949-8037, 949-6990. WhatsApp number 925-3261. If you have any questions or comments, you may want to chime in. I'm going to hold off on talking. Well, we can talk a little bit about this and then go back to the elections and the electoral process as well. So, Primary Health Care Awareness Day will an event put on by the Health Services Authority Saturday, the 5th of April, from 9 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. at the John Gray High School. I think it's going to be at the auditorium. There will be free health screenings, expert-led workshops, and fun physical activities aimed at helping you live a healthier life. And many, many of us need to certainly live a healthier life as well. So this should come in real handy. The timelines, the program. So at 9 o'clock, there's registration. You can register at 9 o'clock. From 9 until 11, there will be live on-site broadcasts with Hot 105 FM. I didn't see Radio Cayman there. I guess since it's there, I have to mention Hot 104 FM. Free health screening and health assessment. That's all from 9 to 11. Immunization booth opens at 9 o'clock, also offering flu shots and vaccinations for eligible individuals. Also, dental health education. There will be demonstrations and mindfulness and resilience resources, etc. At 10 o'clock, 10 to 10:30, there will be opening remarks. It hasn't said who will deliver the opening remarks, whether or not it will be the minister with responsibility for health, whether or not it will be the chief medical officer, whether or not it will be the chief executive of the Health Services Authority. Doesn't say who. Also at 11 o'clock, discussions on why regular checkups are essential. There will also be a live question and answer period with general practitioners on lifestyle diseases. Then there will be a physical activity demonstration, Zumba for beginners, and also scavenger hunt. At 12, from 12 to 3 p.m., there will be screening and health assessment. That will continue. And at 3:30, there will be closing remarks, and there will also be a raffle. So, put this on your schedule, folks. Saturday, the 5th of April, this coming Saturday. Get out there, go to the Primary Health Care Awareness Day Fair at the John Gray High School, starting at 9 a.m. and ending at 3:30. You should really participate in that. We talk about the high cost of medical care in the Cayman Islands, not only Cayman Islands, but throughout the world. But at the same time, there are some health issues that are preventable, that we as individuals can do our part to prevent or to mitigate against as well. So go out there, hear from the experts. It is free. We always talk about the cost of everything in the Cayman Islands. Here is a free event that you should make every effort to attend. Take your family along with you as well. I am sure that there are a lot of people who are going to take advantage of this. Unlike the early childhood assistance that is given, that says you have to provide proof that you're Caymanian, this one has no nationality boundaries, no national boundaries whatsoever. So if you don't take advantage of it, there are those out there who will, and why shouldn't they? We shouldn't be discriminated when it comes to health and health care. That should not take place as well. So, I shared with you earlier. Oh, yeah, let's talk about this one. So, we see, I'm going to find that release again about the number of registered voters. 25,643 voters on the new register of electors that came into effect today, the 1st of April. That exceeds the last register of electors on the 1st of April 2021, which stood at 23,609 voters. Now, some of you may recall that one of the subcommittees of the UK Parliament expressed their concerns about the registered, the eligibility for voters in the Cayman Islands, and even went further to talk about representation in our parliament as well. So they should be happy now that the numbers, have gone up, quite a bit. But here's the big secret, folks. I am told that most of those persons clamoring to be registered are all of the new Caymanians, not with the right to be Caymanian, but the privilege to be Caymanian. But yet we hear our own generational Caymanians out there saying, me, I'm not registering, I'm not voting. You get the same old promises over and over. If you don't vote, you don't have a say at the end of the day. Let's take a commercial break. We do have a caller. We will take that caller as soon as we return. Oh, no. Oh, okay. I'm told we don't have to take a break. I'm so accustomed to the break. I want to sell more and more commercials. Space on here, Susan. We took a break at 1:15 when we should have gone until 1:30. So we're going to the phone lines. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Hello.
Hello there.
You better be getting a raise. Because you better get a raise. I was calling to ask you, but you already answered everything in regards to that. We said 25,000.
Yep.
New voters.
25,643.
So why are these people that run for election this year worried? You're not to be worried about. Look at how many new ones that's in the party to vote, and they're all paper Caymanians, right?
Yeah, I didn't use that expression, but you used it.
I'm going to use it because you have to use it because they're all paper Caymanians, and we the Caymanians.
I wouldn't say all, but I'm told that the majority.
Okay, that's good enough. That's good, honestly.
Yeah.
But we, as Caymanians, we ain't doing this and we ain't doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we want to know how people can come here and survive, and we can't. We need to stop it, get out, and do what we got to do to survive in this island, and stop depending on other people to take care of you to a degree, or family members, or need assessment, or social service, or whoever, or coming on a corner begging for $5 to buy something to eat, and when they come to find out, they ain't buying no food. They are buying something else, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you offer to take them into the store to buy them something to eat, and they got to tell you, oh, no, I want the money in my hand. I say, well, sweetheart, you ain't hungry. You ain't hungry. I am sorry. When you feel like you're hungry and you see me come back outside, then we go back inside and get you some food. But I'm not putting no raw cash in your hand because I'm afraid you might use it on something that has no benefit or any substance to your body. So I just want to say that I just hope and pray, but that figure you just gave up there, that the Caymanians realize that we are really, really, truly losing the insight of this island, and it's going to continue to be overtaken by just about every nationality who's going to come here, put their roots down, and get that piece of paper. I don't know what color it is. I hope it's not white, because that's a lot of paper to print white on that machine.
And it's going to be a long ballot paper this time, too, because it will also include the referendum questions on there at the bottom.
So that mean you got to be in the booth longer than normal. You got to be up there wondering and pondering, should I or shouldn't I? What a job we're going to have this election.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't wait to see it all over and done with.
And remember also you can vote for the candidate and not necessarily vote for the referendum, or you can vote for the referendum and not vote for the candidate.
That's what I was told. That's what I was told, yeah. Well, that's kind of good in a sense, but then again, kind of bad in another sense, kind of way. But those 25,000 people that probably got their vote, we're going to be surprised to see who can get in this election, and it's going to be one big party afterwards, because the Caymanians sitting are voting, and they're making other people come in here and get their paperwork, and then they end up be able to vote. They're registered now to vote, so you know what they consider.
Yep.
You know what they consider. So I'm just saying, Caymanians, Y'all better wake up, because that $5 you're coming beg me for, I got to work with the government to make that $5, you know. So get out there and vote for your people. And let's help bring Cayman back to a degree, because we're not coming back 100%. I can guarantee you that. But we can come back a little bit, but not 100%. When I say come back, I mean everybody's crying for the old Cayman. That is practically gone. If we get 3% of that back, OC, we are very fortunate, because we refuse to stick together. We refuse to stick together. The hatred and the low mentality is what destroying the few Caymanians that we have left here. And it's going from generation to generation. It needs to stop.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. John. That's it?
Yeah, talk to you later. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
So, folks, I'm going to share this with you as well. You know, on here I try to give you as much information as possible that is useful, also to ensure that we explain things as clearly as possible. So in our current election law, there are provisions for postal voting as well. Remember, we have mobile voting for those persons who are unable to go to the polls because of either their physical situation or the nature of their job on election day. Now, Section 52 of the Elections Act also makes provisions for postal voting. An arrangement for postal voting, it states that subject to this section, where, and this is the important part, folks, where an elector is unable or likely to be unable to go in person to the polling station due to that person's absence for whatever reason outside the islands, that elector may vote by post if, in the prescribed manner and within the prescribed time, that person applies to be treated as an absent elector and furnishes an address in the islands or overseas to which the ballot paper is to be sent for the purpose, and if that person's application is allowed by the registering officer under Section 53. So, this part here is very important. So if the person is unable to go to the polling station in person due to that person's absence for whatever reason, previously you had to be off the island for basically medical reasons, or if you were a seaman and you were on your ship overseas, that you qualified for a postal ballot. That was changed again. The elections executive, the supervisor of elections, wanting to ensure that every person who is registered to vote gets that opportunity. We had archaic election laws in the Cayman Islands. I mean, look at this one. There was a point where the law specifically stated that you had to mark your ballot paper with a number, was it number 2 or something like that, pencil, so that we had to provide the type of pencil. You could only use a pencil, and you could only use the X. If you made any other mark, it would be counted as a spoiled ballot. All of that was changed so that as long as the person who's counting the ballot paper that night is able to determine what your intentions were when you marked that ballot paper, that was sufficient for the ballot paper, for it to be counted, for the vote to be counted. So if you use a check, if you use an X, if you put it on the left side of the name rather than on the right side of the name, as long as it was within that column, you could your vote counted. We went to extreme lengths, extreme measures to ensure that everyone who made that effort to go out to the polls or to send in their ballot paper by mail had the opportunity to ensure that their vote counted. There were exceptions, however, and one huge exception is if you mark that ballot paper with any feature that identified you as the voter. So if I took my ballot paper and I put in the corner or put somewhere there OC, that would disqualify that ballot paper. That would be a rejected ballot paper or a spoiled one. Couldn't be counted because I'm identifying myself, which brings me to a question that was raised a few days, maybe a week ago, by one listener wanting to know about the ability to take your cell phone inside of the polling station and in the voting booth. You are not allowed to take your phone inside, not allowed to take pictures of your ballot paper and stuff like that. So you want to be honest, don't try to conceal it in any way, because if you do, you could be committing an offense, as well. So cell phones not allowed in there. That is why we say people will say to you, yeah, I'm going to give you my vote. I'm going to give you my vote. I'm going to vote for you. And we hear rumors about people being given this and given that to vote for them. When you get into that voting booth, it is just you and your God inside there. Even if you're not even allowed to, if you have a young child along with you, you can't take them into the voting booth with you. Only you and your God inside there. Nobody knows how you have cast your vote. But if you take that cell phone in there and you can take a photograph of it, that's a different story. So people are going to be extremely vigilant. There are a lot of election personnel out there on that day as well. Oh, by the way, I haven't heard a whole lot about the election observers. I think the dateline for applying to be an election observer, I'm trying to remember when that was, but because they need local election observers, there will be Commonwealth observers as well, but local ones. I think that was being handled by the DG's, the Deputy Governor's Office. Be interesting to see how that process is going as well. Let's see if we can find a little bit more news for you. We know that I see here where a new board has been also appointed. Gotta find that one. I gotta find it here. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. 3 minutes before we go to our 2 o'clock news, so I have enough time. So Cabinet has recently, Ministry of Border Control, Labor and Culture informs the public that Cabinet has approved the appointment of members to the Labor Tribunal in accordance with Section 74 of the Labor Act 2021 revision, as well as the Labor Appeals Tribunal in accordance with Section 77 of the same Act. Latest appointments to the Labor Tribunal consist of 5 reappointments and 5 new members who will begin serving immediately through to January 2027. This brings the total number of tribunal members to 20. So Labor Tribunal has been reappointed, some reappointed, some new appointments as well. I think, Ms. Susan, it makes sense for me to come to you now rather than trying to start reading these names, but they're public. They've been posted. They will be gazetted as well. Okay, so let's new Labor Tribunal appointees are Peter Gay, Golob Simmons, who's the chairperson, Mr. Joshua Zimmer, deputy chairperson, Everton Spence, also a deputy chairperson, Janelle Milburn, member, Tedrick Green, member. Additionally, the persons who have been reappointed include James Kennedy, chairperson, Jenadel Miles, chairperson, Vincent Frederick, chairperson, Davina Ebanks, deputy chairperson, Miss Vasiana Franklin, member. The reset appointments to the Labor Appeals Tribunal include 7 reappointments and 1 new member who will begin serving immediately until the 1st of December 2025. This brings the total number of members to 8. The new Labor Appeals Tribunal members is Miss Nicosia Lawson. And then the reappointed members include Robert Jones, chairperson, Ryan Charles, deputy chairperson, Isadora Eden, member, Dorothy Davis, member, Betty Barrow, member, Richard Lewis, member, Janet James, member. These tribunals play a critical role in the labor administration system, ensuring fairness and justice in labor matters within the Cayman Islands. Each tribunal consists of a chairperson, deputy chairperson, and a panel of members. The ministry extends its gratitude to all members, new and returning, for their commitment to upholding labor justice. It also thanks those who are no longer serving for their valuable contributions and dedication throughout their tenure. So new Labor Tribunal members appointed, some not reappointed as well. With that, we go to our headline news. Please stay tuned. Talk Today. We'll be back shortly.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market.
Good afternoon. With a look at your latest headlines, I'm Jevi Ebanks. Wheaton Precious Metals International is increasing its support for the Central Caribbean Marine Institute in 2025, furthering coral reef conservation and scientific research in the Cayman Islands. WPMI funds CCMI's Healthy Reefs campaign, which monitors reef health and educates 75,000 people annually on climate change impacts. Their new Wheaton Women in Ocean Science Award will promote female scientists pioneering research on reef adaptation. CCMI's President Patrick Druin affirmed WPMI's commitment to community investment and environmental stewardship. As climate change intensifies, CCMI aims to protect reefs, advance marine science, and inspire future conservation leaders. In regional news, in Guyana, former Finance Minister Winston Jordan was granted a Guyanese $150,000 bail after appearing in court on charges of misconduct in public office. Prosecutors allege that between February and June 2020, Jordan signed a vesting order for land valued at Guyanese $150 million, selling it for just $2.42 million, which they claimed was an abuse of public trust. Jordan's attorneys argued that their client is not a flight risk and labeled the case as politically motivated, noting that it had been previously dismissed by a former lower court magistrate and as well as the Chief Justice. The prosecution did not oppose bail but requested a substantial amount. The matter has been adjourned until the 23rd of April. In other regional news, the Pan American Health Organization has raised concerns over a sharp rise in yellow fever cases, with 131 infections and 53 deaths reported as of March 2025, more than double the 2024 numbers. New cases in Colombia and Brazil suggest an expansion in the virus, promoting PAHO to urge increased vaccination efforts and stronger surveillance measures. While no Caribbean cases have been confirmed, PAHO continues to monitor the situation and support prevention strategies against the serious mosquito-borne disease. That is your latest headlines. I'm Jevi Ebanks.
Radio www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. We have about 25 minutes left to go in the show. One more commercial break to come as well. If you're planning on calling in, please do so early. Don't wait until 5 minutes before we're scheduled to go off air, because you won't have a whole lot of time to talk as well. So, one person, and I'm hoping that they will call in, said they wanted to question the elections office on having a minimum election in Little Cayman on the 24th of April. How can that happen? I believe that there may be, I'm not sure whether or not there are legislative provisions, for that. But if someone is listening from the Supervisor of Elections office, if you could share with us the procedures for voting in Cayman Brac West, and Little Cayman, which the procedures are for voting there. I think the voting takes place earlier because of the logistics. In terms of, we have a call coming in on the WhatsApp, Ms. Susan, because of the logistics. But if someone is listening from the supervisor's office, if you could share that information with us, I would be more than happy to convey it to our listeners and to our viewers as well. We're going to go to the WhatsApp caller. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Hi, good afternoon. Let's see if we can get some of these politicians to get government or the prison or the agriculture department to start a chicken farm. They paid out money to get all of the iguanas, and that we need them to get the chickens and the roosters. That's still causing a lot of problems.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I thought that there was some program where they had these pens that they would set them in your yard and capture them. I guess that's not going on anymore.
Oh, well, I didn't know they had one.
They used to.
Use about 2 pens here.
Yeah,
I'm so sick of them being real nuisances.
I can try.
You could get some eggs too, instead of having to pay so much money to get them from overseas.
Yeah. What I find though with like in my area, there are a few, and whenever I hear them cackling, you go and you try to find the nest, but the eggs are usually much smaller. And I guess that's because not using all of those chemicals and fast growing stuff like that. But I tell you what, they taste different. But what happened to the days in my young days? We had a fowl coop,
Yeah, right.
And we would on Sunday, that was our chicken meal out of that fowl coop until Mr. Shirley and them started bringing in chicken parts. Remember the boxes with the chicken parts?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Still getting them too.
Yeah, but they taste completely different. So, for those people who can, if they're allowed to, because there's so many, restrictions now in terms of where you live, whether or not you're allowed to have a pen with chicken. Your next door neighbor may be snooping around to see if you have anything illegal back there that you're not allowed by the covenants and stuff like that. But the way that people are complaining about the prices now, some of them may just have want to think about, getting those chickens, catching them and purging them. And I tell you what, they taste good.
Yeah, they certainly need to do it. Another important thing we need to do, and much needed, bring back the U.S. Consul to Cayman. We had the U.S. consulate here like 50 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You could go to the town hall, and in less than a half hour, you could get your passport stamped for 5 or 10 years for a U.S. visa. And now it's all kind of excuses why you can't bring them here about security this and security that. Dear Jesus, who got any more security officers than what we have here?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And, with the administration that's in the U.S. now, it is highly unlikely that they're looking to send people away from the U.S. rather than inviting them in. So it'd probably be a little bit more difficult. But if they have a U.S. consulate in Jamaica with all the murders and everything else that's going on up there, mm-hmm.
Cayman must be safer than up there.
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a privilege that we had that we ended up losing. And as a result of that, well, I guess their argument would be, we have the ESTA system that is in place. So if you...
Well, that's only good for 2 years.
Yeah, and you have to have the British passport also. If you only have a Cayman passport, you can't use that. True, yeah.
That wouldn't do me any good because I can't get away in 5 years. What do you think? I'd have to play for 2 or 3 different ones.
But the chicken thing is a good thing because that like you said, the iguana government spent quite a bit of money, but it was money well spent because I rarely see any in my yard now.
They need to go out and catch some more of them again because I see them crawling around the place again.
Oh, okay. But I think it's still in place. There are people who are still culling iguanas out there and carrying them in and getting paid. It's not as active as many people doing it as when it was first introduced, but there are still persons out there doing that as well.
Yeah, but what I wanted to add there about talking about bringing the U.S. consulate here, well, we got many people here that love Donald Trump. He's a real God and Jesus and everything else to them. I don't think you should have any problem with him getting one in here.
So true.
Because there's no God in the world like Donald Trump for some people around here, believe me.
Yeah, that is true.
I believe they love him more than what I love the Lord.
Yep.
Well, he might have some good ways about him, good Lord. We need him to come here and get rid of some of these people we got here. I wish he would come and clear it up for us. I'm ready to ship over 40,000 of them off here that I see all around the place that don't need to be here, that's for sure. I wish I had the authority and the law behind me. I can tell you one thing. They would scramble fast because, with all due respect, I don't know what CBC doing, but I see plenty of them up in Foster's buying food. I don't think any of them can run or chasing about it. Mm-hmm. Believe me.
Mm-hmm. But you saw the figures where how many 30-something thousand work permit holders in Cayman now?
36. I believe maybe it's more like 63.
Trying
That's employed in the government service. I mean, if this is what you call what is the deputy governor calls it again now? First class or something like that?
World class civil service.
World class? Yeah, you're doggone right. World class. They're bought from all around the world. I got the highest positions in government. Expats. They need to sort them out. Okay. It is most unfair because we have a lot of Caymanians that can do those same jobs just as good and better than many of them. But it's just that, they like to have these foreigners around. I don't mind some of them. Some of them is okay and stay in their place, but let me tell you, they're keeping a lot of Caymanians down. It's not right. And who's to blame for it.
Yep. Okay, caller.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for
Thank
taking
you.
my call. Appreciate it. Have a
Thank
good
you very
afternoon.
much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. A lot of what that caller says. There are many people who share the same sentiments as well. We're going to take a break. We have a caller on hold. We're going to take the break now, so we don't have to interrupt the caller to take the break. Please stay tuned. Talk Today. We'll be back shortly.
Subway and Oreo has changed the dessert game. Introducing the Oreo footlong cookie, a full 12 inches of chocolatey, creamy goodness. It's big, it's bold, and it's here for a limited time. Perfect for sharing or not. We won't judge. Want it fast? Order ahead with the Subway Cayman Islands app for quick pickup and earn loyalty points. Or get it delivered straight to your door with Bento and Let's Eat. Don't wait. Treat yourself today. The Oreo footlong cookie is calling your name. Subway. Eat fresh. Snack sweet.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Freedom, Cayman Brack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer. Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. We're on the last leg of the show this afternoon. Have 15 minutes left to go. We have a caller on hold. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Connor. How are you? I never really called for this, but since the previous caller mentioned Donald Trump, I want to tell her we're not going to need no visa or no waiver or nothing soon to go to the U.S. if they do stop. Because she said that they love him, but must be only her think that they love him because every morning on other shows they're bashing him and saying, I never heard him, but I heard, and I guess just how other people hear the shows over the place.
Mhm.
You hear it, and every day they're saying all kind of things about him and about they hate him and this and that, and I hear that he say that any country that talk about him, he's not allowing them in America, so they better hush their big mouth, because that's what I tell them. I say, because how you going to hate a person that you don't know? I don't know nothing about him. I see him. I hear the things that he doing and whatever, but I tell them they better do what about America, because they say if America catch a cold, the rest of the world catch it, but they need to worry about us. This crucial election that we got here, because I think this can be one big mess. And this is a serious one, because if the wrong people get in there again, we can get the same thing that we had all along. But I cutting that off, and I worry about that. But about the chickens, yes, I called 2 years ago about calling chickens instead of calling iguanas because it is nuisance. And right now, they're still nuisance because I getting all kinds of things at me. I even got accused of setting poison because they're sickening, they're digging out my garbage, and I am 70 years old and I can't go out there bunging up, picking up no more garbage, and I don't want my yard to look like a garbage dump. And the garbage men do not pick up the garbage after they pick it out of the bags and stuff. And I had wood down in my container so they can't get in it, and the were Filipinos stealing the wood out. I had to haul at them, and then I get cussed out from one little in Manly nuisance that we got up in here that wasn't even born in 1985 when I come up in here. Now he can come and call me nuisance and threaten me and all kind of stuff, and nobody can put a stop to him. And the chickens are nuisance because I have to cover my garbage, and they were still picking the stuff out. So yes, they need to call them. In the agriculture, do not set no traps no more, because I personally call, and the man told me that they don't do that no more, but he was telling me he think that they have some selling, and if you can get it yourself and put it, but then them chickens are not fool neither, because I tried already, and if you catch one of them in that trap, you got to get him out quick, because you don't make the rest go around it and see that he in there, because weeks they won't go in. They want our corn, and I set it right in the middle of the thing that they can't pick it out, that it has to cross the door for the thing to snap down, but then suckers would not go in, so they're not that easy to catch, but yes, they are nuisance.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, caller, for that. I think we have a WhatsApp caller next. Let's go to the WhatsApp number. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Orrett Connor.
Hey, good afternoon. How are you now?
I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah. Oh, see, I question this extra polling day in Little Cayman. Now, there may be some provisions for it. But why I'm questioning is I don't see it in the law. Maybe I'm overlooking it. But I believe it's section 28 of the law talks about the governor issuing a proclamation to the returning officers and naming places and a date that the polls will be taken. I wonder if in that proclamation there was one for Little Cayman. Because if not,
Are we sure that they're not included in the mobile voting process?
no, mobile voting is not for people who will be on island other than those such as emergency personnel and the likes, doctors, nurses, firemen, policemen, whatnot. That's the reason why, and I see this in Caymanian Compass today, because Lonnie had called for the people who were temporarily down here to be allowed to do mobile voting. And the supervisor said that can't happen because they're on island, quote unquote. So, but then it goes on to say that there will be polling on the 24th of April in Little Cayman, and then one can go and cast their vote there. I don't know where that authority came from, if it was the governor in that proclamation listing that as an extra polling station.
Mm-hmm.
Because the returning officer for Cayman West and Little Cayman would have received that proclamation, i.e. instructions on where when that polling should take place.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if they made an exception and put in Little Cayman will be done on the 24th. And if that has not been done, then that's ultra-virus, the Constitution, and the law. Now, I say all that to say...
What part of the Constitution would be ultra-virus?
Well, the Constitution say we must make a law for election.
Uh-huh.
So it would, and if you're not following that law, then it's ultra-virus, the Constitution. Simple.
Okay.
Now, I say all that to say, OC, that on this most recent matter concerning the election nomination, whatnot, it is said that the supervisor does not have the authority to ask for a declaration from the courts on nominators and candidates' eligibility after the person is not eligible to nominate the candidate. There is no provision, and they can't go to court. So how come they can, if this governor did not do that proclamation to include Little Cayman to be on the 24th, then who made that decision? And if you're making decisions there, you should be able to make decisions elsewhere. That is very concerning, because I hope nobody has decided to do that in the interest of efficiency and be ultra virus. One, the law, Constitution, and two, the proclamation. Now we'll see all of these things coming up. The people in this country will now understand and realize why I have been calling for many years about an election commission, because it's a devolved matter. And we have a commission, but it's a commission of one person. And no one person should be the authority on our election. We have evolved. Democratically we have. Constitutionally we have. We have come of age that we can handle our own elections.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, we allow the governor to be the commission and the final arbiter on our general elections, which is amongst our own people. Don't you think it's time?
Yeah. I think it's time for us to have an elections commission that is governed by legislation, and the electoral process shouldn't be in the hands of an elected official, which it isn't, but shouldn't be in the hands of any official, but in the hands of a commission.
And all advanced countries have commissions. How they are appointed, the commissioners are appointed, that's we'll discuss that later.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to move towards a commission, wherein the final decision-making process in an election lies squarely on the shoulders of those commissioners and not the governor. The governor needs to be out of this now. Whether this one, next one, it don't bother me 1 minute. The governor, and we as Caymanians allow everybody else to tell us what to do.
Mm-hmm. Now, the other thing that we have to check, when it says governor, is it governor in cabinet? Or governor in his personal capacity? Well, governor is always used.
In their sole capacity. Okay? But that is where we're at. I've been calling for it for too long, O.C.
Oh, we have another call?
Nobody listens to me. So you look at Section 28 of the law, I think it is.
Okay.
I think it's 28. I want to know if that proclamation had Little Cayman it on a different day.
Okay. Hopefully someone from the elections office is listening. If not, we will check. I will check on it, get back to you on it. I want to grab one more caller before we go off air.
Okay, we'll see.
All right. Take care. Thanks. Last caller, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Good afternoon, see?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Sorry for being the last guest, but
that's okay. Somebody has to be the last.
Somebody gonna be last.
Yep.
I'm gonna make a public announcement about election meeting for Dwayne Shirley Banks this Saturday, the 5th of April, at the parking lot across from Foster's West Bay at 7 p.m. I want to invite everyone to come out and listen to Dwayne.
Okay. Who should we send the bill to?
Send it to Dwayne Shirley Banks.
Yeah. Yep. So how are things going?
Oh, well, it's getting hot. It's heating up.
Yeah, it's getting pretty close now. Getting 27 days left or something.
Yeah, how is your way?
I haven't really been keeping tabs, per se, I haven't really been keeping tabs. But one thing we can say, with all of the rhetoric and everything else, at the end of the day, everything is going to be peaceful.
Amen.
And at the end of the day, we're going to get a government. We may not get the government that we like, but we're going to get a government at the end of the day.
Get a government one way or the other.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, well, anyhow, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much as well. Miss Susan, I believe one more call may have snuck in on the WhatsApp call number. Check it and see. Nothing? Okay. So we're going to be checking to see whether or not what the situation is with voting in the BRAC. People still, in Little Cayman, I believe people still have the ability to travel to Cayman BRAC West from Little Cayman to vote in person if they so wish. But I also do believe that there are persons living in Little Cayman, working there, who by the nature of their employment are unable to go to the polling station. So whether or not those are the ones that the mobile voting will in Little Cayman will be accommodating, or whether or not it will be everyone else, that is the point of clarity that we would seek to obtain as well. But we do have persons who live in Little Cayman, registered, but their qualifying address is really Cayman BRAC proper. So again, not sure if that's included in that. I want to thank everyone who participated, always trying to keep people informed and also relying on people to keep us informed as well. Share their views, share the information that they have. One caller this afternoon spoke about an app, for tourism, for tours and, going to different places, whether or not we have such an app here in the Cayman Islands that will help to assist small business owners who are involved in the tourism industry as well. So many things that you hear right here on your radio station, the People's Radio Station, Radio Cayman. So to all of you listeners, viewers, and supporters out there, please stay safe. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration, explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
Shaken yet standing firm. This is Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
The following is a paid political message by independent candidate for West Bay West, Makiva Bush.
Dear friends, it seems in this election campaign, some people only are paying attention to anything scandalous and petty. The issues we face as a country is not about personalities, but candidates who think they are lily white and would want the general populace to believe they are lily white. Those candidates have no solution, never did do anything in the community, and never will, and they are not pure as lily white. I have said my campaign is based on the issues that our country faces, and I've stuck by that and what my manifesto states. However, my cousin, who is my opponent now, has been under personal attack from the onset. I will say and only say this: Julie Hunter, stop it. You are not lily white. I say no more, but you ought to have a memory. So my dear friends, I could not go to the chamber debate, and my detractors have tried to make an issue out of it. Those petty talks and acts are of desperation. My not being able to go was for two reasons, which was given to the Caymanian Compass and also said from 7:16 in the morning. Me not being there is not one iota of hurt to these islands. I have one public meeting every week. The issues are dealt with there. The plans I think can be accomplished in the next government, if we get a reasonable government, are laid out in my public meetings. Please attend if you want to hear me or see me, or you can call me or leave your number and I will call you. But the Chambers Forum is not a place for doing the good the country needs. At times, I've not attended before, and I've done good things for people personally and for the wider country. So where is the chatter from the done-nothing opponent who is talking about me failing to represent the country by not going on a debate with her? Let me remind her, and those who might not know, and those who might be too young to know, I was there to get West Bay another roadway out, the Estella Tibbetts completion. I was there to build a clinic for West Bay. I was there to support the development of a pharmacy and a bank and a real supermarket without us having to come to Georgetown for everything of services. So what are they talking about? I was there when Cayman needed a shelter hospital to get heart surgeries and knee replacements without having to travel abroad. I was there to put playing fields and parks in each district and to build our national stadium. No, I wasn't there to listen to her party speeches, but I was there in London to fight and stop the foreign and Commonwealth offices from implementing their plan of income tax, property tax, and value-added tax against all of us. I was there in West Bay to build schools and assist our churches. I was there when Cayman was on the blacklist, threatening our entire financial services. I was there to put in place 27 tax agreements, and I was there to travel to nearly all of the countries to sign them as the then Minister of Finance, and I was there to get us off the blacklist in a few months. In the last 12 years, well, I have not been in cabinet, but West Bay West got 2 new parks, not 1, 2. West Bay West and our 2 schools, not 1 school, 2 schools, got road safety measures. We got paved roads for them as well. I was there to build many homes and just recently built 19 more right in West Bay West. I was there for the preparation of 60 more homes in West Bay. Now I'm in the process to start the new junction by the West Bay Public Beach. I was there to increase salary and bonuses and pensions to civil servants, some of whom come from and live in West Bay West, and give our seamen and our elderly, some of whom live in West Bay West, increases of financial assistance. I'm paying a lot for this Radio Cayman time, so come to my meeting, Julia Hunter, on Saturday, 7:30 in Birch Tree Hill, Jacob Williams Yard, Uncle Jonah Square, and you will get some more facts. My friends, the campaign is about the issues we face. It's about electing those who are workers, not hypocrites who know how to point fingers and complain. I am a worker, has always been a worker for my people and all who live and move and have their being in our country, no matter where they come from. I will continue to be a worker for all my people. And so I want to remind everyone, especially my constituents in West Bay West, come to my meeting in Birch Tree Hill, 7:30 on Saturday at Jacob Williams Yard, Uncle Jonah Square, and you will get some more facts. May the good Lord bless you, and bless you again.
You pick him up, you lick him down, him bounce right back. What a hard man for did. You pick him up, you lick him down, him bounce.
That was a paid political message by independent candidate for West Bay West, Makiva Bush.
I found a love for me. Darling, just dive right in, follow my lead. Well, I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. Well, I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. 'Cause we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time. Darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes you're holding mine. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms. favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath, but you heard it, darling. You look perfect tonight. Well, I found a woman stronger than anyone I know. She shares my dreams. I hope that someday I'll share her home. I found a love to carry more than just my secrets, to carry love